Hi guys, Kyle Cadena here from Music Resource Center, Cincinnati. In this episode, we're going to be going over how to use software instruments in GarageBand. So let's just get started.
Okay, so first thing we need to do is to create a software instrument track. If we go up to track and click new track, then we click on this green software instrument as a keyboard icon. Hear sound from my interface, create, and a default piano comes up. We can pick and choose from these different sounds. If I hit the arrow key, I can go down and to the next sound. So I have a lot to choose from here. Different basses, drum kits, some guitar sounds, marimba, B3 organ, there we go, clavinet, classic D6, made famous by Bernie Worrell and Stevie Wonder, vintage piano, vintage mellotron, some different sounds here. World percussion. Very cool. Really neat. Arpeggiator. Really cool. And then Legacy has some other things we can pick and choose from here. So that's how you kind of toggle on and off the software instrument library. Now to record something, I'm going to use the old track from the last episode. It says episode 2 here. Let's go with the synthesizer bass. Monster bass sounds kind of cool. So before I record something, let's hear how this monster bass sounds. Kind of cool. Let's see if this works. We can always change the sound later. Want to make sure I have my count in, and I'll put my metronome on too. I'm going to cycle it. So I want to make sure that the monster bass is highlighted light gray. I click on the track to make sure. I'm going to hit the record button and we'll listen along to the track and I'll play along. 2, 3, 4. Pretty cool. I tried to add some other notes in there. We're going to fix that. So if I double click on the region, I'll see my notes here in the piano roll. So I'm going to click on one note and Command A to highlight all the notes. Hit the Q button, or you can hit the Q button here. And I'm going to move this over I went to the closest beat here. So I'm going to move it over so it's on the downbeat. And I'm going to go through and double check that. Get rid of that note. Everything else looks pretty good. Let's take a listen. Move this note over, extend it a little bit. Same with this. I didn't like the space. And it's okay for this instrument, it's okay if it overlaps a little bit too with the next note. Nice. And I'm going to lower this so it's in the mix. So I could replace it with this funk line here. Or I could bring up this funk line. Might be kind of cool. So I highlighted all those notes. I can bring it up to C2, see how that sounds. Actually kind of blends in pretty well with the guitar. I'm going to try it for these other tracks too. It's such a funky kind of staccato line. It kind of works really well. Either way, it's kind of preference on what you want to do. But yeah, if I want to change this sound, I can kind of go through all these different bass sounds here. Oh, let's try this classic funk. Pretty low bass line there. Really cool. All right, so that's kind of how the software instruments work. In the next episode, we're going to go over how to record an audio guitar track or a bass track. And we'll also go over how to set up a microphone and record a microphone track. And in the later videos, we'll kind of go over what all these controls mean and how to EQ, go over these plugins and what to use. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. See you next time.